4. Take off into the night. As night fell over the Marianas, the B-29s lined up on the runways. Engines roared, bomb bays were loaded. Crew members climbed aboard with grim determination. One by one, the aircraft lifted into the darkness. The Pacific stretched beneath them, vast and unforgiving. Radio silence was maintained. Every mile brought them closer to their target and closer to the inferno that awaited Tokyo. The men stared forward, faces illuminated by instrument lights. Fear was present, but so was resolve. They were about to unleash a firestorm unlike any in history. Crossing the Pacific was tense. Navigators checked their positions constantly. The ocean below seemed endless, a dark mirror reflecting the uncertainty above. Occasionally, flares from patrols or distant searchlights threatened to reveal their position. But the B-29s pressed on, their formations tight, engines steady, minds focused on the city ahead. Every hour in the air increased the danger. Mechanical failure, enemy interception, or a single navigational error could end the mission in disaster. Yet the crews remained disciplined. Tokyo awaited, and they would not turn back. The city loomed on the horizon. Tokyo stretched for miles, densely packed with wooden homes, narrow alleys, and industrial complexes. Searchlights and anti-aircraft guns lit the sky. Enemy fighters patrolled the periphery, though radar coverage was incomplete and early warning systems slow. The B-29s descended to low altitude, skimming above rivers and streets, releasing their deadly cargo. The first bombs struck neighborhoods in eastern Tokyo. Flames erupted instantly, engulfing homes and shops. Smoke coiled upward like serpents, illuminated by the orange glow of fire. Once ignited, the firestorm spread with terrifying speed. Wooden buildings acted as kindling, carrying flames from block to block. Gusts of wind intensified the inferno, turning streets into rivers of fire. People fled in panic. Families abandoned homes, children were carried in arms, elders dragged along streets filled with smoke and embers. The heat was unbearable. Windows melted, wooden beams ignited, and the sky itself seemed to rain fire. It was an inferno beyond comprehension. Entire districts vanished within hours. The flames consumed Tokyo's eastern wards with a fury that dwarfed anything seen in the war until that moment. The human cost estimates are staggering. Over 100,000 civilians were killed in a single night. Hundreds of thousands were left homeless. Injuries were innumerable: burns, smoke inhalation, broken limbs, and trauma beyond measure.
In the early hours of March 9, 1945, the city of Tokyo slept unaware. Wooden homes lined narrow streets, children dreamed in tatami mat rooms, shops displayed lanterns and kimonos. Above, the sky was calm, moonlight reflecting off the Sumida River, the city peaceful in its dense, labyrinthine sprawl. But that peace was about to end. It was a night when the world would witness one of the deadliest bombing raids in history, an inferno so vast, so consuming, that the devastation would exceed even the atomic bomb dropped months later. This was Operation Meetinghouse, the firebombing of Tokyo, a mission designed to break the Japanese war machine, but at a human cost almost unimaginable. Tokyo, the heart of Japan. By 1945, Tokyo was more than a city, it was the nerve center of Japanese industry, transportation, and military command. Its factories produced aircraft, ships, and weapons. Its streets moved people and goods in a relentless flow, sustaining a nation at war. Yet Tokyo was fragile. Most of its buildings were made of wood and paper, highly flammable, densely packed, and prone to fire. The city's very design, while culturally beautiful, made it a tinderbox waiting for a spark. Allied intelligence had studied the city for months. Maps were made, targets identified. The planners calculated that an incendiary raid could ignite an uncontrollable firestorm capable of destroying entire neighborhoods in a matter of hours. It was a strategy that sought precision but demanded total devastation. It was a plan that would test both technology and human endurance and exact a price that few could imagine. 2. The men of the 20th Air Force. At bases across the Pacific, men prepared for a mission that would take them deep into enemy territory. The Boeing B-29 Superfortress, the most advanced bomber of its time, was their instrument of destruction. Its long range, pressurized cabins, and heavy payload made it ideal for a strike far from base. The crews were young, disciplined, and aware of the risks. Pilots had trained for months, learning to fly over ocean expanses in enemy territory, to navigate at night, and to release incendiary bombs with perfect timing. Mechanics, gunners, and navigators worked together as a unit. A single misstep could doom an aircraft and its crew. Every man knew the stakes. Success could shorten the war, but failure could mean death in the skies over Tokyo. 3. Planning the Inferno. Unlike traditional bombing raids aimed at factories or military installations, this mission targeted entire urban districts. The plan was to drop a combination of magnesium, napalm, and other incendiaries across the eastern wards of Tokyo. Once ignited, the city itself would become the weapon, a firestorm that could consume everything in its path. Precision was crucial. Too early, and the bombs would fall harmlessly. Too late, and the firestorm might not spread efficiently. Flight paths were plotted to minimize flak exposure while maximizing the incendiary impact. It was a daring gamble, one that relied on timing, skill, and sheer audacity. The men prepared for a flight that would take them hundreds of miles over water and enemy territory into a city that would burn like no other in human history.